Goth is the sort of manga that you would have came across in your local library back in like 2008. The cover is crinkled, the pages are yellowing and frayed, and the stamp where the book originally came from is smeared across the bottom corner of the table of contents page. Basically, it's a well-loved, often read story that doesn't warrant any real attention or care, becoming a relic of its time, a faded memory of the past. And that's fine. This manga stuck with me when I was a kid, but the fact that I didn't remember finishing this already until after I had started it again really caught me off guard. How could this series be so forgettable? After all, this series is written by Otsuichi, a prolific and well-loved writer, and Kenji Oiwa, the artist behind Welcome to the NHK. While Goth comes before the acclaim, I would never have expected these beloved creators to have started from something so bland and boring. Itsuki Kamiyama is a kid that likes weird stuff. Death, mutilation, all of that. This guy is a total grave robber. He has to be, because he chases down all of these crime scenes, and he doesn't get involved with the cases, he kinda just observes them. Even when he does choose to get more involved and solve a case, he doesn't bring anyone to justice. Along the way, he has a classmate, Yoru Morino, who ends up being the damsel in distress for half of the manga. Yoru is also a weird person. She loves dead things as well, and she sometimes accompanies Kamiyama on these weird cases. In the beginning of Goth, you kinda like how Yoru isn't aware of the fact that Kamiyama wants to kill her. He doesn't want to kill her because he's weird. He's just a macabre kind of guy. And all of the cases also feel like that. They're very early 2000s edge fest, which is my favorite type of manga. It doesn't really age well. And Goth gets spoken about a lot in manga enthusiast circles, and I'm not sure why. It's just not a very engaging story. The art is nothing special at all. It's not bad, it's not offending. I just don't think it's very good. It does feel very gothic, and that's the feel of it. It's a very gothic series, but aside from the early atmosphere of having that sort of gothic element, everything happens during the daytime. Everything happens in typical areas that we've seen in many other mystery manga. This all kind of comes off as a really bad CSI for emo kids. And the ending of this manga is also really weak. I don't know why some authors go in this direction with their stories. It feels very calculated, as if they're trying to win an award. They're trying to get accolades and recognition based off of this short work, because it's not really an enduring work that will stand the test of time, that you'll enjoy reading 30, 40, 50 years from now, that has characters that you'll care about, and that may even influence other creatives. It all just feels very pretentious and boring, as if you have two recent college grads who feel that they're hot shit, and they put together the best of their current abilities to make something that is smarter than everything else out there. But it's not a terrible manga. I would recommend it only if you're into this sort of stuff. It's not for me. The ending of this manga is not satisfying. Again, I know it's a 1-volume manga, but I just think there could have been so much more done. By the end of this volume, you feel like half of what we explored ultimately led to nothing. And you should be able to plan out your ending when you know it's not going to last very long. This wasn't an ongoing series. This wasn't a hyper popular series. It was literally a one-shot that got developed into a full volume manga. So I don't know. This story left me very sour and makes me wonder what made it stand out when I was a kid. Was it the lack of manga that I had read at that time? Was it how edgy each teenager was? Whatever the reasons were, it doesn't make up for all of the dangling plot lines, subpar art, unimaginative environments, and characters duller than a recently sober chick's personality. I'm giving Goth a 2 out of 10.